Everything is done with a 54-degree wedge in this video. I just love the versatility of it. So many different ways to use your wedge. But today we're going to talk about this toe down situation. Low shots, high shots, and it's these shots that make you score better. And it's not even that hard. Well, I say that. 54 degrees of loft. Watch how low they come out. Look at that, 54. Handle up, nose tucked in. Full control of that golf ball on every single shot. I would love to hole one. This one, last ball, let's hole it. Nah. So do you struggle around the greens? People do struggle around the green. Do you find it tricky? Does contact a problem? We all know that we use so many shots around the green, and we all know it can save us shots if our short game's decent. But we don't have to stick to the rules. Everything you've been taught about short game from your pro, things can change. You know, the golf club, it's all rounded. You can use all different parts of the club head, and whatever part you find easiest for you, that's the correct part to use. 1, 2, 3 yards from the green. 3 yards from the green. So generally I would take an 8 iron. Hold on, it's the pop my glove on. Premium mesh. When the weather's like this, premium mesh is the answer. Okay, can't believe I forgot my glove. 8 iron, 3 yards. Now, that is the go-to. I assume that is the go-to. Use an 8 iron, keep it nice and low. But if you get used to using just one club, I have a 54-degree wedge in my hands right now. That's it there. And a 54-degree wedge is going to put a lot of loft on there because it's my most lofted club. Put lots of loft on, but I want to keep this ball low. So how do I get used to using my favourite wedge to play a shot that keeps the ball nice and low? It's really pretty simple. What I do is I tuck it in. I class it as tucking it in. So I'll get the golf club onto its nose, so toe down, heel up, and then turn the toe in. And turning that toe in, so I lift it up and turn it in. And turning that toe in is going to ensure that I get the ball before turf strike. So I can hit it much cleaner. Handle up, toe in, weight on the left hand side, and it's much easier to catch the ball first. The ball is now going to come out low, and I'm going to make sure it's ball then turf. It pretty much has to be ball then turf there. There's no other way to do it. And when I say there's no other way to do it, I mean when I've set myself in that position, I'm really classing myself as a links shot here. So I'm keeping it low with lots of loft. Because I've turned the toe in, I have to aim a little bit to the right to allow for that, and my weight's left. Spieth talked about everything was hitting down. He felt as though he was on a down slope all the time. So the club is on its nose, tucked in, weights left, ball tough. Let me line myself up with where I'm going here. There we go. And this is amazing. See how low that's come out. This is amazing when you play this off of tight lies. And just now at this time of year, we've got a lot of tight lies. We've really got some hard conditions to play in. So let's go there. Let's make it more tricky. So we found a tight lie. I think it's pretty safe to say that that is a firm lie. Whew. Stay there. Okay. So we can play a high one from here, using the toe of the golf club as well, which we'll get to in just a second. But you'll see here I can keep it low, toe tucked in, weight left. How does it feel? It feels a little bit laggy because all my weight's left. It's all on that lead side. Tucking the toe in, comes out low, really good, hit that too hard. But you can see how controlled the strike is. You can hear the strike, it's so good, so pure. That was very good. And so easy to control. So my weight's sitting into that lead side, my toe, club's on the toe, and it's tucked in there like so. I've taken the bounce away because these lies are tight and you think, well, lots of loft, not really great. But if you're one guy who wants to keep using that one loft around the green and they use the bounce, there's a problem. In there, toe tucked in, weight left. There is now no problem, that's in the hole. That was very close. That ball's gone. It's just rolled away. So we can play from this tight lie, but we can also add loft from this tight lie. We can basically play a flop shot from this tight lie. That sounds crazy. I'm on the same lie. Clearly. So I've come onto this knuckle here because it's the tightest lie in section or the most burnt area, because obviously it's high, so the sun hits it and the water rolls off. But I'm going to try and get this ball over the camera to the same shot, but instead of keeping it low with the toe tucked in and weight left and me feeling I'm going downhill, I'm going to change the angle of the shaft. So before we had the toe up and then tucked in, which kind of alters the angle, puts a bit forward shaft lean in there. We were here, tucked the toe in, which puts the shaft slightly further forward. Now we're going to be, again, we're going to be here and we're going to cut across it, like Spieth. Spieth cuts across every short game shot. So I'm here, I've put my toe, my nose down, my shaft is very, very vertical here, very upright. So my grip, I'm gripping a little bit more in the palm of the hand, because I've gone up here and gripping it more in the palm instead of being here. Because I've moved the club, I'm up here more in the palm, which is going to hold that face open more. So it's never really going to shut the face down because it's in the palm of the hand, so there's a bonus. Also, when the handle of the golf club gets lifted up, the face stays more open, or it sits more open. So I've opened the face slightly and it's on the toe. I'm more in the palm of the hand, and then from there I'm going to cut across with my weight on my left side. So I feel as though my weight's more lead side, like last shot, and I'm cutting across, and I'm letting that club head, get the club shaft, get back to the vertical, and then letting the club pass the hands. So I'm dumping the toe of the club into the turf. There is no turf. Let's check there's nobody coming. It is 7 o'clock in the morning, so there'll be no one here. So off the toe, addressing the toe. That's brilliant. That is brilliant. So controlled, toe of the club. That one wasn't quite as good. Now I wouldn't play this shot from here for that target, but I'm doing it for the principle of this video to show you how you can add loft on there off such a tight lie. Isn't that brilliant? It's good fun that, to play around with your wedge and get the feel for how it interacts. Look at that. It's never taken a divot. Well, there's no. Up and away. The shot here, of course, is toe in, weight left. Now the question is, how does it feel? Clearly that is the shot to play from here, but how does that one feel? Well, it feels as though I've lifted my hands in this action. So I feel as though I've done that action there, like so, and dumped the club down. But I've got so much control because I'm using the toe of the golf club. And what would happen there if I tried a traditional flop shot? Watch this. I've found a flat piece here that's clearly just as baked. It's incredible. Wow. So if I played a normal flop shot there, and opened the face and got the hands down low, the back of the club, there's too much real estate there that come into play. So the back of the club there, that bounce section there, there's far too much of that. When I open the face up, you can see how much the leading edge is going to be off the ground. When I turn the toe up, look, and the handle's high, that's still on the ground. So that there, it's too easy, there's too much chance of that. That would work on a parkland course, or if there's a little bit more grass underneath the ball. Not great for links. That's why when you go to a links course, you generally, guys who play there have got wedges with less bounce angle than they do in parkland courses here, but I play in a parkland course, grew up on links. I love the links. Wow, happy days. Junior champion. Oh. So I play parkland course. I've got 54 degree here, which has 8 degrees of bounce. Now that's not a huge amount of bounce, so it's a kind of mid bounce if you like, but they go down to 6. You can even get down to 4 degrees of bounce, up to 12, even 14. So using the toe of the club, I've effectively taken the bounce off. So I'm there. See that? Do you know what it felt like to me? What does it feel like? It feels like slow motion. It feels like my hands have done this. It feels like it's slow motion. I'm able to clip that off. That wasn't my best one. Didn't dump the club down enough, let gravity do the job. Weight still left. Cutting across using the toe. And that's the shot. However, the actual shot here is toe tucked in, weight left. That is the shot we should be playing here, letting it low as possible. I'm a huge fan of keeping it low. 2 rules of short game. Rule number 1, keep the ball low to the ground. Rule number 2, reread rule number 1. One thing we must touch on before we go is a thing called face, aim, tilt, which basically means the higher the handle of the golf club is, the more to the right the club face is going to aim. You lower your hands, club face aims to the left, even though the leading edge looks as though it's pointing towards target. So anytime any golfer lifts the handle of the golf club up and puts the toe into the ground, the club face points to the right. If I lift the club up, there, that club face points to the right, and when I go straight back and straight through, the ball's going to start right of my intended target. That is why when I play this shot, I lift the club up, I turn the toe in a fraction and go back and through. Now the ball goes in line with my intended target. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. You know when you play a bunker shot and you open the face up, and it's going to go way out to the right? Well, if you lower your hands, it's actually going to point more towards the target. So when I play this shot here, because I want that great strike, I've lifted the toe up, the handle up, so it's on its toe. My weight's on my left and I tuck the toe in to counterbalance that face aim tilt. Weight left, weight stays left all day long, and my line is perfect. I just need to hit that harder, Steve. See how low and controlled that comes out. We're going to hole one? Nope. Last one. Handle up, toe in, weight left. Hitting downhill, that's how it feels like Spieth, Jordan Spieth. Jordan's a short game genius. That's been fun. That was a lot of fun. I love it when the sun shines in Scotland. Look at this place. There's nowhere better. Thanks for watching. If you want to find a little training aid, little orange training aid that helps you with, I found 6 ways, that's actually 8 or 9 ways that can help your golf swing in all different things, from plane to path to club face alignment to centeredness of strike to angle of attack and more. Click that little video that's on your screen right now. I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.